Although I do think him opening up an inconvenient truth with "Hi, I'm Al Gore and I used to be president of the United States" is funny as fuck.
Yes. Yes.
Solid opener.
Yes. Even though literally everything that came out of his mouth was bullshit, but hey, yeah. It's global warming is there was a thing that's happened once. I can't tell you exactly where this was, but it's an interesting story. A friend of mine once told me. Al Gore was on an island, actually, all right, because he's taking a vacation. You know, that's what you do. If you believe in global warming, you fly halfway across the planet and you just kind of have a vacation in an island somewhere, right? So, naturally, as one does. Anyways, this guy is there, right? The owner of the island, he's driving around in a little, one of those little golf carts. Pulls up next to Al Gore. He tells him, hey, man, I got to tell you an interesting story, right? Here's the thing. Do you see that pier over there? Do you see those poles that hold the pier up? Do you see the water line, the markings where the shells are? Do you see that? I put that in there in the 1970s, right? Ever since then, that water line, that mark has never changed. What do you think about that? And then drove off. Because, they were making, like, these weird predictions about sea level rising and all this kind of nonsense. Like, New York is supposed to be underwater by, like, the early 2000s. Technically, by the predictions of these absolutely bullshit models, New York is supposed to be underwater. Actually, most of the U.S. is supposed to be underwater, but I don't think we are underwater, are we? Are we feeling particularly Aquarian right now? I don't think we do. This place should be underwater, but it's not.
Hold on, let me check.
Al Gore was the original take a private jet and he was doing tours around the world with a private jet to talk about climate change. He was the OG one.
Yeah. Didn't just talk about climate change, he spoke about global warming.
They said it was globally warming. Think of it. They all said, they came out and said, you're going to have to do something about the Earth and its warming. And then a little bit later, they figured out, actually, it's getting much colder, okay? And so they switched it up. It's now climate change, which is a total hoax, by the way. Everybody knows that.
I mean, climate is changing. It's just that the implied cause of it is incorrect. It's like, this is just a planet. This is just a natural planetary cycle.
That's the Earth.
Yeah.
That's the cycle.
It occurs over hundreds of thousands of years. Like, it's not caused by humans. Yep.
It's like a small percentage, right?
Yeah.
It's caused by humans. Right?
Like that, like the
10% or something.
The thing is, like, even if you wanted to go by carbon emissions, it's like we don't contribute even nearly enough to like move the needle to a degree that's noticeable. Because there's this interesting thing about like how CO2 works. You need the atmosphere in order for it to be so basically the entire science upon which this global warming nonsense is based on came from a paper out of the 19th century. And I actually trust that paper. I really do. Because in it was stated something very interesting. It was stated that you need the Earth's atmosphere to be 20% CO2 for there to be a noticeable greenhouse gas effect. 20%, right? You shouldn't go over that, because if you do, you're going to have a lot of problems, right? But what was stated in that paper is actually you'd want to have more CO2 than current, because then the Earth would be a lot better. Like, there would be, like, just plants would grow way better. Everything would just be better, right? Sure, some of the weather patterns would be somewhat more unpredictable, but it would stabilize itself out, realistically.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.